Hello everyone, so today we are going to be making Bakewell Tart. So for people that don't know what Bakewell Tart is, it's a pastry case with an almond flavoured cake inside with jam and some icing. So I'm going to get straight into it. I have got here a sweet pastry case. Now you can make your own if you want. You're just going to get some short crust pastry, roll it out and fill a dish with it. But I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use one of these because I'm really not that good at making pastry. So the first thing I'm going to use is strawberry jam. You can use raspberry jam if you like. It really is up to you, but jam is best. So you're going to want 2 tablespoons of this, and what I'm going to do is just place it in the pastry case itself. So what I'm going to do is then just spread it across the case so that it is completely covering the bottom of the pastry case. Okay, so now this has got the jam in it, I'm just going to set this to one side, and then here I have got 60 grams of butter, and I am going to melt this and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that this is melted, I'm just going to give it a quick whisk, and then I'm going to take some sugar, and there is 60 grams of granulated sugar here, and I'm just going to add this to the butter, and then we're just going to whisk it together. Okay, so once it's all mixed together, you should have this kind of consistency. So now I am going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of some lemon juice. You can use real lemon juice if you want to. I can't open this, I'm going to use a spoon to kind of pivot it open. So yes, just about 1/4 of a tablespoon, so about 7 or 8 drops. And then we're going to whisk that in as well. And then I'm going to add 1 medium egg. You're just going to whisk that together till it's combined. So this should be the mixture that you are left with, just something nice and yellowy and smooth. So the next step is you're going to take 150 grams of ground almonds, and then I have got 3 tablespoons of plain flour in here, and then I've added 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add these bit by bit. So I'm actually going to add the flour to the ground almonds, and then just use a little spoon to incorporate it together a little bit. And then when we come to mix this into the egg and butter mixture, we are probably going to have to switch from a whisk to a spoon just to make it a little bit easier to move things around. So now that those are combined, I'm just going to add a little bit at a time, so about 2 to 3 tablespoons at a time, and then we're just going to whisk it into our mixture. Okay, so towards the end it's going to be really quite thick like this. So what I'm going to do is just take the teaspoon from earlier, and I'm just going to kind of remove some of the mixture from the whisk. Okay, so now that this mixture is all combined, I'm just going to take a spoon. This is the same spoon I used for the jam. I'm just going to combine it all. Now, this would be the perfect time to add some almond flavouring, but I don't have any. But if you have any amaretto, which is almond flavoured alcohol or spirit, then you could add this as well. You're going to need about 1/4 teaspoon to a teaspoon, depending on how strong you want it to be. So now that this mixture is all together, I am going to bring over my pastry case. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour this into the pastry case. So we're just going to do that now. And then using another spoon to kind of work that off of this one. And then I'm just going to, I don't know where to put anything, and then I'm just going to spread this out as best I can onto the jam. and then anything that's left on the spoon, just use another spoon to work it off and kind of fill any cracks that may have appeared, and just work everything across so that it's nice and even. So that is the pie made. I'm going to put it into a preheated oven of gas mark 5, which is 190 centigrade or 375 Fahrenheit, and this is going to go in for half an hour. So I'm going to set my timer, my little cupcake timer, for half an hour, and this is going in the oven. Okay, so here I have the fully cooled Bakewell Tart. So the next step is going to be to make the icing. So I've already done it and I've got it sitting here ready and waiting. So all I've done is taken 60 grams of icing sugar, and then I have added 1 teaspoon of lemon juice and then 1 tablespoon of water, and this is the kind of consistency that you should have. So I'm just going to pour this onto the tart. And then what I'm going to do is just take the fork and just spread it out over the top of the tart. So you can make this as thin or as thick as you want it. So I have used 60 grams of sugar and then the teaspoon of lemon juice and a tablespoon of water. Now you can use more liquid if you want, and then that will make the icing a little bit more spreadable. So what I'm going to do is, although this isn't sort of like spread over yet, I'm going to just take the remainder off with a fork, with a spoon even, off of the fork. And what I've done is I've just put a little bit of water into the bowl that I used to make the icing. I'm going to dip the back of the spoon into it to make it wet, and then I'm just going to spread over the icing a little bit easier, because when it's slightly more wet, more liquidy, it does spread better. So however many times you need to dip your spoon into the water, go ahead and do that. I'm not going to take this all the way to the edge, but you can if you would like to. And yeah, that is where I'm going to leave it. So this is a nice covered Bakewell Tart. Now you can easily just leave it here, but what I'm going to do is I am going to take some purple glimmer sugar. You can take cherries, what are they called, glacé cherries, and put that on top if you like, because that is what is known for going on top of a cherry Bakewell. And I'm just going to take a little spoon, grab some of these and just sprinkle them over the top. If you have anything chocolatey, that would be even better, because it will give it a nice sweet crunch to our little tart. And once you have applied these, that is the Bakewell Tart made. So this is the final result. Like I say, you can adjust the icing to however you wish, but yeah, that is it. So if you want to see any more baking tutorials, then just have a little look through the playlist and you'll be able to find some. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe, and until my next video, I shall see you all soon. Bye!